Doctors channel.
So honey, I think we should tell these lovely people what the Barefoot channel is all about.
This is an exciting YouTube channel called the Barefoot Doctors, and we will be documenting our adventures, starting off with the buying of a brand new Leopard 50 catamaran and then sailing around the world. But the really cool thing is that you can experience it all through the eye of the camera and
without all the dangers and suffering.
Yes, through the comfort and the safety of your own lounge chair, basically.
That's right. It's all about adventure, fun and excitement. We are going to be having all sorts of adventures and challenges along the way. We are going to be having to overcome difficulties, and we're going to have to be overcoming fears in order to survive those sort of things that happen when you're out at sea and in remote areas.
We're going to be exploring the world above the water, and we're going to be discovering things like cultures, religions, the best places to go, the best things to do.
Spas, hotels, resorts, health retreats, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We do have a little bit of experience in those areas.
We do.
We're also going to descend down under the water, scuba diving, finding hidden treasures, discovering the mysteries of the deep, and having absolutely breathtaking dives. We're also going to do all sorts of new things, and you can learn along the way with us as we learn to free dive, scuba, kite surf, and all sorts of amazing other adventures and skills that we've never experienced before.
Some of them we have, but some of them it's been a long time since we've done, and then others we've never experienced before. So you can watch us fall on our faces, and
so you don't have to do the same thing.
That's right.
Share our quest for knowledge as we uncover amazing happenings, magic, and things that'll absolutely blow your mind, and things that you just can't believe can actually happen. We're also going to meet up with amazing people that have overcome amazing challenges or had amazing successes, and we're going to tease out how these people overcame those problems so you can learn to do the same things yourself.
There is so much amazing excitement and adventure to be had in the world, and we just want to squeeze out all the juice life has to offer, right?
That's right, and it's going to be an amazing journey. So honey, I think we should move on and tell them what our sailing creds are.
Yep, and I think you should start because you are the most experienced guru of sailing right here.
No, I wouldn't exactly say that. But
tell us.
Look, I've been sailing most of my life. I started when I was 12, sailing dinghies, racing through school and university. Then I progressed to doing sailing in keel boats, in monohulls. The very first yacht that I owned was in Scotland, and I had to sail it around from the west coast to the east coast, and it happened to be the middle of winter. So I was doing this single-handed, and it was quite an amazing journey, not in a good way. Freezing cold, storms, absolute.
Bill's character, right?
But of course, after that, any sunshine and warmth is always an amazing joy. I sailed on that 23-foot monohull with young babies from really birth through to about 12 months, and then we upgraded to a 25-foot monohull, which I then sailed off through down the North Sea, through the French canals, and cruised around the Mediterranean on that 25-foot. And the kids were now between 18 months and 4 years old during that time. So that was a great experience. The sail down from Scotland through to Calais was actually amazing, amazingly awful.
It's my favourite sailing story, and I say to John, tell him the story, honey, tell him the story.
Yeah, well, I suppose the really significant thing about that journey was I was delivering the boat with a friend of mine. So it was just the two of us on board. We set out on this particular day when there was forecast a gale, but 24 hours later, so we thought we'd get in the one-day sail until the storm came, then hide in a harbour. But after we'd set off about 4 hours later, the forecast came through that this gale was coming down faster than predicted, and it was going to hit us in about 2 or 3 hours time. We had no way of turning around and getting back to safety. We just had to sail through it and go with it. And as the gale built up, this is in the North Sea in about April, which is still winter time at those latitudes. The seas just built up and built up, and
what did they sound like?
Well, they built up to being 3 times the size of the height of the mast. So that mast was about 30 foot, and we looked up, and a good 3 times higher than our mast. We could see these huge waves rolling towards us, and the tops were breaking, and the sound was like you were in surf on the beach.
That just strikes fear into the heart of any sailor.
It just built up as you got closer to it, and then it would either run over the stern of the boat or lift the stern up, and then the wave would pass underneath us and we'd go down the other side of it. And that was just phenomenally scary. And the thing is that when you're in a good boat, after we'd been doing this for a few hours, we realized the boat was going to be fine and we could kind of rest into it. Obviously hand steering, making sure we kept vertically down the wave, and of course if you went a beam of a wave like that, you're just going to roll and do 360. So yeah, we sailed the rest of the day. Somebody reported us to the Coast Guard, actually, because they'd seen the sail, or the boat. We had very little sail out. They saw this boat off one of the points and thought we must have been in distress. So we got a radio message from the Coast Guard saying, yacht in such and such an area, please report your condition. And yeah, so we got back on the radio, and it was really nice. To know someone actually was there if you needed help. But we got into harbour safely that night, and thankfully everything was good. We took the boat through the Mediterranean, through the French canals and into the Mediterranean, and spent some time there with the kids.
You've done lots of professional and amateur, like racing from Sydney to Hobart races.
I've done 2 Sydney to Hobart races and raced, these are like 42-foot monohulls up and down the Eastern Australia and out as far as the Solomons. And then because I wanted to go sailing myself and go cruising, I built this yacht which we're on at the moment, Albert Dash, 42-foot performance catamaran with dagger boards. We have done 20 knots several times, and in fact averaged 20 knots on a sail up the coast here for 55 miles. So we were doing 20 knots, between 18 and 22 knots the whole way, which was the fastest trip I've ever done. I really want to slow down a bit now. That's a little bit too exciting when you...
Yeah, I don't want to have to strap my sunnies to my head.
But yeah, so I built this catamaran to go cruising, and that was 18 years ago. So what we're doing now is we're upgrading to a bigger, more comfortable, and some of the luxuries of life. On this boat we don't have a water maker, we don't have a radar, we do have pressured water, hot and cold, which is very nice.
But when you're doing liveaboard, there's certain requirements after you've roughed it for a certain amount of time that, you know, you want it to be sustainable. So
together we've got 70 years of sailing experience, and we've been sailing Albert Dash together now for the last 18 years. So you know, we've gone out to the South Pacific Islands, around the top of Australia and over to Indonesia, and we know what works, and we know how we want to live. So this next chapter in our life with this Leopard 50, which we're going to call Ultra Dash, will be that next step of both comfort and pleasure for us.
So while we're on the name of Ultra Dash and Albert Dash, what does Albert Dash mean first?
Albert means either white or Scotland in Gaelic, but the dash refers to a poem where this person standing at the funeral of a friend, and there's the birth date and the death date, and the dash in between is what that person did with their lives. So this is all about how you spend your dash. And next boat is Ultra Dash. So to continue the dash process, this is going to be our ultimate dash.
Yeah, just a bit of background there. So if you see us on the water, you see Ultra Dash out on the water, you'll know the name behind it and know what we're doing with our dash.
That's right. And you'll be able to follow along with us on this YouTube channel to share the dash.
Okay, so honey, I think you should tell people the background of who we are and what we've been doing with our life for the last 40 odd years.
We're both doctors. I'm a medical doctor. Elizabeth's a philosophical doctor in metaphysics, as well as being a reverend and a Reiki master and a yoga teacher and a hypnotherapist and an NLP practitioner. missed any? There's a few more. Oh, personal trainer, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, lots and lots of Craig's old
I've been around the block.
So I'm a medical doctor, being started it off as an internal physician and also specialised in family medicine. I have also done lots of skin cancer work, great when you're a yachty, occupational health, cosmetic work,
Sports medicine. Allergies. He's been around the block as well.
Vein, so I've kept life interesting. We've also run drug and alcohol rehabilitation centres, both here and overseas. So yeah, we've done a fair bit of stuff. A lot of the other work we do is in mental health. So using Elizabeth's counselling and metaphysical skills together, and with my medical training, we actually combine to produce this quite amazing program that reduces mental illness and improves mental resilience. Quite dramatic research proven benefits from that, and we put it all into a Tough Minds, a free app for smartphones called Tough Minds, TUFMINDS, and that has saved lives, and it continues to be provided free globally, and so we are actually very proud of that as a service that we've provided for people.
So if you want to have a look at that, it's TUFMINDS, and it's on Android and smartphone, so download it for free.
Tough Minds has been released under Exquisite Life Foundation, a charity we set up specifically for providing medical aid work around the world. Obviously it's a not-for-profit and donations are fully tax deductible, but we realized that we had to provide the Tough Minds program for free without any barriers, because when people need help, they need help immediately. We wanted to make a real difference in the world, and for that to be the case, the program had to be free. So there are no hidden costs and there are no in-app fees. We aim to make the program sustainable in the long term with donations through charity.
And, we have international businesses, boat building businesses, spas, resorts, Bali. So we have done a fair bit in our time, and
buying this Leopard 50 is the reward for all that hard work.
Yes, it's paying off. Woo! But for everything we've done and all the experiences that we've had, we haven't regretted any. Some have really worked out fantastic and some not so great, but we've always...
But there's always been some benefits.
There's been a learning, or, we've met amazing people along the way. So, all the stuff that we have, all the skills that we have, we're actually not leaving them behind when we set sail.
So we're going to be sailing around the world using these skills to provide aid work wherever we come across it, to help people in distress, plus spread the skills that we've learnt over these decades, and that we share in the Tough Minds program. So interestingly, the Tough Minds strategies are really useful when you're faced with major challenges out at sea, and we've had those. Unfortunately, more often than we'd.
But we've walked the talk. So, look, if you see us out and about, we'll be sailing Ultra Dash, and we'd really like you guys to, subscribe to the channel. It's free. Ding the dong so you know that when a new episode's coming along, and catch up with us wherever we are in the world. We'll be delivering talks on mental health, as well as COVID, as well as
isolation,
all sorts of things. We'll go wherever we're needed, and that's exactly what the channel is all about.
The channel's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to discover all this new stuff, both physical and not so physical, and we're going to have fun along the way, because we want to take you all along with us to enjoy that journey.
So this is our new chapter in our life, and it's not about us, it's about sharing the experience of how wonderful the world is, how mysterious, how awesome places we can travel, and we want to share that with you, so you can do it, as we said, in the comfort of your own home. You don't have to be experiencing all the trials and tribulations that we will be, and we really hope you'll come along with us.
And the episode will be produced as often as we can manage. We're hoping to do weekly, but who knows. It does take quite a lot of work and a lot of effort. So it's also very enjoyable for us to share the information and have that knowledge spread to all of you guys. So hope you enjoy it.
So I just to finish off, a lot of people will be asking, well, how do you manage to, what are you doing? How are we going to collect your boat? So the story is that, we we will be traveling overseas to Florida to collect our boat in the next couple of months. And from there we'll be sailing up to the Annapolis Boat Show. The boat will be on display in the Annapolis Boat Show, so if you're out and about, drop around because we'd love to see you and meet you. And then we'll be sailing the boat back down to Fort Lauderdale before we go out to the Bahamas. And
so it's really exciting, and look forward to seeing you out there on the water, guys.
so see you soon.
All the best.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Mwah. Join us for episode 2 as we take you on a journey to make $1 million decision.